Happy Sunday. This is Kelly with IfYouHaveAnEgg.com, and today is Sunday, September the 3rd. Tomorrow is Labor Day, so hopefully you all are celebrating safely and responsibly, celebrating this great Labor Day this weekend. Yeah, so it is September the 3rd. I missed you all greatly last week. We'll talk about that here in a second when a few more people get here. Don't know how many people are going to be here today since it is a holiday weekend, but I really wanted and needed to be here since I wasn't able to make it last week. So let's see who our first person is that is going to pop on here. Looks like a few of you are hopping on. Again, I am Kelly. This is IfYouHaveAnEgg.com. If you're brand new, still let us know. Still shout out, hey, hello. Elaine is first. Hello, Elaine. Still let us know because I would love to tell you hi and hello. And some others here would love to welcome you. If you're watching this later on YouTube, that's just youtube.com. Search If You Have an Egg. You can also say hello and hi over there because I would love to welcome you. So yeah, I missed you all greatly last week. Hello, John from home base. John did not miss this last week. Yeah, he's just as glad that I'm going to go get my tooth fixed, but we'll talk about that here in a few minutes. Hello, Catherine. Hello, Lisa. Hello, Anna. Thank you. I feel so much better. We'll talk about that in a few minutes. Hello, Sarah. Thank you very much. Don't forget, if you want to give some stars, we missed last week, so we're only at 39% of our 5,000 star goal. You can give those here on Facebook during the live chat, or you can give them later. And hello, Marianne from Pennsylvania. It's good to see you. Yeah, doing much better. Missed you all fiercely last week. It was not a great weekend last weekend. I actually woke up in the middle of the night, like, I don't know, 8-10 times maybe on Friday night, and then drove myself to the emergency room because I thought this can't be right. So in case you somehow have missed this news, I have an abscess tooth that I have revisited twice, maybe 3 times that I've avoided doing something about it, but there's no more avoiding. But yeah, Friday night I went to the hospital because I thought there's no way that this is normal. The pain was shooting out the top of my head, and I thought for sure that somehow the infection had moved into my brain, but it didn't. Hello, Corrine. Hello, Joycelyn. It's good to see you. So anyway, I missed you all so much. We'll talk about it more in the second half. Hello, Lynn. And yes, Sarah, this tooth has been like this now for probably close to 2 years, but I never had pain like that before in my life. And it was worse. I think it was worse than childbirth, except you don't get a baby at the end. So I don't know who else thinks that same thing. And hello, Sandra from Newman's Ferry. Good to see you. So this time I did go ahead and hello, Hattie, because that was so much pain and it was just ridiculous. Well, you all wouldn't have wanted me here last Sunday anyway. Excruciating pain, wasn't in a good mood, probably not happy to be around. And hello, Orlando Debbie. Plus, this side of my face, and hello, Carol Lou, I looked like a chipmunk on, just on one side of my face. I mean, it was so swollen, and when I smiled, I could only smile to here because it was just so abscessed. But anyway, so getting that taken care of. Hello, Marlene, and thank you very much for sending the love. Getting it taken care of a week from Monday. So in the second half of tonight's chat, you have to, oh yeah, Sarah, you're exactly right. So in the second half of tonight's chat, we're going to be talking about a soft food plan that I'm going to be working on. We'll be talking about that in the second half. Hello, Vicki, and also next week. So yeah, so thank you all for your patience last week, but I would not have been fun to be around, and honestly don't think I could have talked, for more than just a handful of minutes. Okay. I'm going to do a quick product review on something that I found while I've been trying to eat things soft this week. Been trying to eat soft things this week. Oh yeah, Carol Lou, I would not be here. Carol Lou said, hope they gave you some antibiotics. I would not be here today if it was not for clindamycin, and apparently that's a fairly strong antibiotic. There's no way that I would have been here. Absolutely not. Would not have been here. But I'm already eating mostly soft foods, so that I don't mess up my chances of being infection-free and being ready for my extraction next week, a week from tomorrow. I know exactly what happened. I've been dealing with this for a couple of years. Should have already had something done, but I was eating almonds it's been like 2 weeks ago, and not yet, Sarah. That happens a week from Monday. I was eating almonds, a week before last or something, and I can tell you exactly when it happened. So I've been eating soft food, trying to not upset it. This is a holiday weekend. The dentist is not open this weekend. They are not open tomorrow. But in preparation for that, I've been trying to just stay on the soft foods. And hello, Sandra from Naperville. Oh, hold a second. Oh yeah, Sandra says she's over COVID, but now, oh yeah, I know, and it messed up her visit with her grandson. I am so sorry. I'm so sorry. But so today I grabbed something for dinner, and it was new to me. And as I was wandering through the grocery store getting some of the things for tonight's chat, I thought this looks soft and this also looks delicious. And for my meatless friends, or if you just like to eat meatless occasionally, this is from Gardein. It's the ultimate plant-based bowls. I had not seen these, so if you've seen these, let me know how the others taste. But this one is a plant-based sweet and sour chicken. It is 13 points for this whole thing, but I will let you all know here in the next few days. I'll post over on Instagram, so you need to go follow me on Instagram to hear what the results are of the Gardein Ultimate Plant-Based Sweet and Sour Chicken bowl. Yeah, and I'll get back to you all on how that is after I try it. Okay, so happy to be back. So happy to be back. Again, sorry I missed last week. I'm taking care of it this time, so we will not have a repeat of this. Not sure how it's going to go. I've not had a tooth pulled since I was probably 17 or 18 years old. So that's just a little bit ago. I really might be hyping this up too much, but in discussing with some other people dealing with soft food, you know, with having to have a soft food diet, it's probably perfect timing to have this discussion. Okay, and Corrine says when she was on the soft food dentist diet, she wasn't permitted to have spicy foods. Don't know if it's going to be like that after I have my tooth pulled, but for today, just stick them with soft. Okay, first thing I need to know is, in this last 2 weeks, give me some thumbs ups if you have been to an in-person workshop or two, or if you have attended a Zoom workshop, give me a thumbs up for that. And Alyssa loved it 2 weeks ago, by the way. She loved it when you all started doing the thumbs ups. Hello, Evie. The thumbs ups and the hearts. She thought that was so cool. And hello, Marlene from Florida. Y'all still hanging in down there in Florida? Florida and the Carolinas. I hope y'all are all still doing okay. And let me see some hearts if you were here with us live 2 weeks ago, or if in this 2 weeks since I've seen you, if you have gone back and watched one of the chats on demand. Again, that's just YouTube. YouTube.com, search If You Have an Egg. So thumbs ups for bottoms in chairs or Zoom meetings, and hearts for being here with us live 2 weeks ago or for watching later on Zoom. Yeah, looks like lots of you all were. And this is a fantastic turnout for a holiday weekend. So I'm going to go ahead and say pre-Happy Labor Day, everybody, because it is tomorrow. And hello to Melissa, who should be on a boat somewhere. I feel like you should be on the lake, but yay for being here. And Marianne's bottom was in a green chair. Fantastic. So bravo stickers to everyone. Hello, Barbara. It's good to see you. Bravo stickers to everyone who went to an in-person workshop last week or in the last 2 weeks while I was out, or went to a Zoom workshop or watched here with us. So bravos all the way around. And hello, Trish from California. And I think Trish is having a similar situation to me, so she can tell you all about it. And Melissa just got home. Yeah, I think she's been laking all weekend. Again, tomorrow's a holiday. Y'all have a good one and a safe one if you are celebrating. We are taking the girls, I do not know where. We've been trying to find somewhere near us. Hello, Kim. It's good to see you. We've been trying to see, and no, Vicki, I didn't. This is no color. This is just me. But we've been trying to find somewhere to take the girls. That's a whole topic for another discussion. And hello, Mindy. I hope y'all are still hanging in there in South Carolina, right? Hope everything's going okay. But yeah, so I hope everybody's planning for a fun and safe holiday. I hope you don't have to work tomorrow. I don't. Whoop, whoop. We let everybody in the shop be off tomorrow. Hello, Sherry. So that we could actually be off, because if they're not working, then we cannot work. Okay, so let's get going. Again, I missed you all so much last week. Thank you for the little bit of a break. I would not have been good, Mindy. I would not have been good company last week. Again, in case you just came in with us, I have an abscess tooth, getting that taken care of a week from Monday. We're going to be talking a lot about eating soft things and yeah, and getting ready for that. But last Sunday, I would not have been good company, so I decided to go ahead and skip. The week before that, though, was chat number 330, and that topic was track it like you mean it. So we were talking about, I don't know, I made it my own topic. Hello, Katie. I made it my own topic for 2 weeks ago because the Weight Watchers topic that week was just kind of, it was just kind of lackluster. I know we need to view activity in a different way, and I know we need to do some different things, but I don't know. It just wasn't. That one just didn't grab me. So instead, I decided to talk about tracking. A lot of us in the If You Have an Egg Facebook group, so we have a closed group in case you're not a member of that. One of the lovely ladies here will share that link with you so that you can join. Please remember to answer those 3 questions. But we've been talking a lot over there about honest tracking, really tracking like you mean it. Because if you don't track, if you're not honest in your tracking, you're not tricking anybody. Your body still knows what you put in it. So a couple of the things that we talked about 2 weeks ago were, if anybody was feeling kind of stuck, like if they were just like stuck, they've been trading the same weight over and over and over again, up and down and up and down and up and down, and they're just kind of stuck. Or if you were stuttering, like having trouble getting going, or if you were like me and you were, Mindy likes tracking with integrity. There you go. Or if you were like me and you were just sputtering, it's just like I just haven't had enough gas the last few months, just haven't had enough gas to get my Weight Watchers engine going. So I went back and looked, and a few of the things that I had done the year, I think it was 2017 is when I hit goal, and then stupid COVID happened, but a few of the things that I was really paying attention to when I arrived at goal and when I stayed at goal for almost 5 years, was I made a quick list of things that I had done to be successful. Things like I was using salt and MSG-free spices. I was walking 6 days a week. This doesn't mean that doesn't mean that I was out doing marathon walking 6 days a week, but I was doing some form of walking 6 days a week. I had added more veggies. I was tracking, and I was tracking honestly, and I was tracking like I mean it. So Christine needs the link to the closed Facebook group. So if somebody could please share that with her. Christine, when you get over there, well, first of all, welcome. Hello. We're glad you're here. When you get over there, pretty please answer those 3 questions. Even if you just say, I'm live with you on Facebook, I'm live with you on Facebook, I'm live with you on Facebook, just so that I know that you're an actual human when I get back over there to let you in. But the 3 fast facts from 2 weeks ago from Weight Watchers were, sometimes we were all Mikey. If y'all remember that old Life cereal commercial where they're like, give it to Mikey, he'll eat it, he'll eat anything. Sometimes we're like Mikey and we'll just eat anything, whether it's cold, whether it's old, whether it's, just whatever is going on with it. Sometimes we will eat just anything, just like Mikey. Sometimes, and then I said that Simon smells, like Simon smells Chinese food. A couple of us were talking about Chinese food. Oh, and Christine, if you scroll up, you can see where Carol Lou posted that link. Thank you very much, Carol, for doing that, and welcome to Christine. Sometimes you smell something, see something, and you think, I've got to have that. I have got to have that food. And then the last truth that we talked about last week was sometimes just saying we're going to do something, like the anticipation of going, attending, being, whatever. Sometimes that brings up special feelings, like stirs up special feelings about food. Like thinking about going to, I said, to grandma's house, you start thinking about, oh, what do we eat when we're at grandma's house? Or what is she going to have? Or, whatever. And it's just something special. So your homework for last week was hashtag track like you mean it. That was for 2 weeks ago and this week. It was hashtag track like you mean it. Oh, hold on a second. Barbara says the guys at work were trying to get cookies, but she didn't eat or want any of them. That's very good, Barbara. That's hard to resist. And thank you, Orlando Debbie, for posting the link to the closed group also. But your homework from 2 weeks ago, which you can continue to do and you can still earn a homework badge, was hashtag track it like you mean it. And so I wanted you just to take, even if it was just one meal, it didn't have to be a whole day, it didn't have to be a whole week, it could just be one meal, and I wanted you to track it like you meant it. I wanted you to be honest about it. I wanted you to be honest about the points. Even if you went over, that's okay. Or maybe not worrying about a blue dot that day, just whatever, just being honest with yourself and tracking that day, that week, that meal. And I gotta say, Deanna and I get all of the Bravo stickers for this week, okay? So anybody else that did your homework, sorry, you can have a virtual Bravo sticker, but Deanna and I get all of the actual Bravo stickers. I was dealing with an abscessed tooth. I was not in a good mood. I was not in a happy place. I was in an extreme amount of pain. Antibiotics will do weird things to your stomach, in case you didn't know that. I have the opposite reaction of some of you when I'm on antibiotics. I balloon up. I get hungry. I get hungrier instead of getting sick at my stomach. It is the weirdest thing to me. So I was dealing with that all of last week. Even though I was dealing with all of that last week, I tracked all but 2 days. So in the last, what would that be? 9 days, I guess, 9 or 10 days. I tracked all but 2 of those 9 or 10 days. And, oh no, Vicky says, gonna miss my watermelon in a few weeks. Yeah, exactly right. But even with all of that, I honestly tracked, good, bad, or indifferent. I tracked all but 2 of those days. And I started prepping for when I was going to have my tooth taken out. Deanna, at the same time, was dealing with a sinus infection and a swollen eyelid, which was an odd side effect of her sinus infection. But she tracked like she meant it 80% of the time last week. You know what? 80% of the time is 100% better than none of the time, okay? She, oh, and good Sarah, yay. But she was dealing with a sinus infection and a swollen eyelid, and she tracked 80% of the time, and the other 20%, she admits they were just foods that she wanted, but she didn't want to figure out the points, okay? Something called Andes, and I don't know what Andes is, Bucky's chamois candy? I have no idea what that is, but apparently she wanted them but didn't want to track them. You know what? That's fantastic. She tracked 80% of the time with her, even with being sick, and aloha Kathy. And she walked on her treadmill once, but then decided she needed to do some self-care, heal, get rid of the headache, and get back to sleeping at night and staying awake during the day instead of sleeping all day. So to myself and Deanna, we get all the Bravo stickers. Okay, except Joycelyn's going to get an extra Bravo sticker because according to the Weight Watchers app, she has a 373-day streak. Joycelyn, you rock. Extra Bravo stickers for Joycelyn. Fantastic. Okay, this week, all this drama about my tooth, the topic for this week is stopping emotional eating. So it's kind of how to curb, how to slow down emotional eating. So I want you all to pay attention, and I actually want you to answer this question. So just imagine, I want you to imagine 3 different scenarios with me. The first one is, it's been a long day at work. No one who was supposed to be there showed up. I feel so you've had a long day at work. People didn't show up. People called in. You ended up doing a bunch of extra stuff by yourself, and you say, I feel so. How did that make you feel? And I'll wait for 1 or 2 of y'all to answer before I move to the next one. Let's see, while we're waiting, Sarah says, I really tracked this week. Oh, and I motivated her. Thank you very much. Lynn would be tired. Okay. Mary is irritated. I think that's valid. I think that is valid. Hold on a second. Let's see. Barbara had a headache and still went to training. Awesome. That is, oh, it made her head feel better. That is fantastic. Pam says stressed. Also a valid response. Okay, the next one is you arrive at a oh, Sandra says pissed. Yeah, exactly. Okay, the next one is you arrive at a celebration of family. These are people you haven't seen in forever, and it's people you actually want to see, okay? So you arrive at a celebration of family. You can't wait to introduce your little clan because they've not met any of your kids, your spouse, whoever you got with you, the dog, whoever you have with you. You want to introduce your little clan to these special people that you grew up with, and these are people that you love. They're people that you enjoy being around. Now, I feel so now you're at this, celebration. You're going to see family members you haven't seen in a long time, and it's not people that you don't want to see. So you haven't seen them in forever, and you're like, this is my family, or this is my dog, or this is my whatever. I feel so. How do you feel? Going to that special celebration. Katie says happy and excited. Joycelyn says happy. Barbara says excited. Yeah. Great responses. Oh, Lynn says anxious. That's also a valid response. Carol Lou says excited. Okay, and then the last one, and Mary says excited. The last one is this week you were up. Oh, and Vicki says elated. So this week you were up and down all night. Okay, all night, every night this week. Ooh, and Melissa says overwhelmed. Interesting. And Karen says fulfilled. Okay, so then this last one is this week you were up and down all night, every single night. You forgot to try the Weight Watchers topic from last week, which was talking about what to do if you can't go back to sleep. If you get up and you can't go back to sleep, you forgot to do it, and you just didn't get any rest at all. So you're up and down, back and forth to the bathroom, forgot to try the Weight Watchers topic. I feel so. So now how do you feel? So no rest, can't steal your mind. You've just been up and down all night, all week. So now how do you feel? I feel so. And Mary Ann, bless your heart, your thing's always cut off. Let me see if I can see it. Cannot see it. Barbara says very tired. Yep. Katie says exhausted. Carol Lou says frustrated. Yeah, you frustrated with yourself that you can't stay in the bed. Sandra says tired. Lynn says exhausted. Kim says frustrated. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so no matter, Melissa says grumpy. Yeah, Vicky says out of sorts. Exactly. Okay, and Mary says exhausted. So no matter what you answered, I psychically, that's a good one. Actually, hold on. Marlene says tired and unmotivated, and Elaine says tired and irritated. Karen says defeated. Okay, y'all are coming up with some great ones. But no matter what you answered, I already psychically knew before the chat started that none of you, not one of you, was going to fill in that sentence with, that blank with, I feel so hungry. None of you, me included, none of us filled in any of those blanks with, I feel so hungry. So why then, in these emotional situations, whether you're angry, frustrated, or you're happy and elated, whether you're stressed out, whether you're nervous, whether you're exhausted, why, none of those emotions, why is food so often the first thing that we go to? Why? Okay, here are some fast facts from Weight Watchers. The first one is that old habits die hard, or habits, period, die hard. So whether the emotion is happy or it's sad, emotional eating is a learned behavior that over time becomes a habit. I've been seeing all these Noom commercials where people seem surprised at this realization. Like they go, oh, I just took the little thing on Noom and the AI program, which I'm sure is what it is because there's not a human there like at Weight Watchers, is telling them that, they eat because they're sad or scared or whatever. And I thought, is this new? Okay. Hello, Loretta. So, I don't know, people seem surprised at this realization. I'm here to say that Weight Watchers has been reminding me for years that I learned how to eat in response to certain emotions, and that does not make me broken or you broken, okay? It makes us human. So there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. We just have to figure out how to change, how we think about that and how we react to it, okay? So that first fact is that habits die hard. The second one is that we need to be able, that a fast fact is that we need to recognize and then redirect. So when you can recognize that the answer to the question isn't food, it isn't I'm feeling so. And if you all have been watching these chats with any length of time, and oh, hey, Diana. Yeah, I know it's a huge struggle for all of us. But we're not broken. It's just normal. I mean, this is normal for us. But if y'all been watching me for any length of time, you probably already have a 3x5 card on your refrigerator that says, I am so. And I don't know if you remember this or not, but we've done this several times over the last few years, that you write I am so and put it on your refrigerator. And if the answer to that question is not hungry, you do not open that refrigerator door, okay? So when you can recognize that the answer to the question, I'm so blank, when you can recognize that it's not hungry, then you've already given yourself an opportunity to redirect and do something else besides eat, okay, in response to that emotion. So just recognizing that, you've already given yourself an opportunity to redirect and to change. And then the last fast fact is stop for 5, okay? If we can retrain our brains to stop for just 5 minutes, only 5, rather than reach for food, a few things will happen, okay? Oh, and Kim has hers and she still has it up. Yay! Yay. We need to have some kind of, what would that be? What is that, like when you're a beginning member, like when you're founding member or something, whatever, if you still have it on your refrigerator. So a couple of things can happen when you stop for just 5 minutes if you start getting in the habit of doing that. So the first one is the neural pathways. You have neural pathways in your brain that have been trained that, oh, no, I'm sad. Food fixes that. I'm happy. Food is the answer for that. I'm tired. Food is the answer for that. When you do that enough and it repeats over and over and over, a neural pathway forms that tells you the reaction to that, the reaction that you get to that is food. The food's going to give you the answer to that, even though we know that it's a temporary answer to that. But if you stop for just 5 minutes, you can retrain your brain. I don't care how old you are. You can retrain your brain and start forming new neural pathways that know oh gosh, I'm under, like Vicky said, stress, or Loretta said boredom. So if Loretta's bored, she can make a new pathway so that her brain doesn't go, I'm bored, food. It goes, I'm bored. Maybe I'll go see what the neighbors are doing, or I'll go snoop and see, you know, whatever. Hey Sherry, it's good to see you. And how's your part of Florida hanging in there? The second thing is a new habit forms the more times you take one of those 5-minute breaks. So every time you stop for 5 minutes and don't make the answer food, you form a new habit. So every time you do it, repeat, rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat, and you can form a new habit. And then the third thing is, if you're like me, you'll forget why you were waiting for 5 minutes, okay? If you step back for 5 minutes, most of the time at the end of the 5 minutes, I'm like, what was I even doing in this room? And I've forgotten that I was mad, angry, sad, whatever, frustrated, and had gone in to search, you know, for some kind of food. I forgot why I was in there to start with. Okay, your homework for this week is #StopFor5. So it's #StopForFive. And for new people, your homework is mandatory, and you're not allowed to come to the chats anymore unless you do your homework. And I am so totally kidding, but I love it when you all do it. I hope that you will do it here on Facebook, Instagram. If you'll tag me on Connect, you can just look for @IfYouHaveAnEgg and tag me there, and I'll see it here. Hello, Julie. If you're here, you can go ahead and do it, but it's #StopFor5. And yes, Andrea, it is almost time for water. Thank you, Lynn, for posting the homework for today. #StopFor5. And we're going to decide right now. Okay, good. Sherry just had lots of wind and rain. Okay. And we're going to decide right now while we're calm, or if you're not watching this live on Sunday, September the 3rd, I believe it is. If you're not watching this live, then whenever you are watching this, stop right now and let's go ahead and decide, what are you going to do for 5 minutes, okay? That's all I'm asking you to do. I'm not asking you to do it. I'm not asking you to tell us your results. All I want to know is, what are you going to do? Your homework is to decide right now while you're calm, what are you going to do for those 5 minutes? So you might say, oh, I'm going to set a kitchen timer. I'm going to set a timer in my kitchen. I'm going to take my little cute timer and turn it around to 5 minutes. Or I'm going to tell Siri to set a timer for 5 minutes. Or you can even go to YouTube. There are all kinds of videos on YouTube that are timers. And I even found one, and I put it. Timer app installed. Okay. She thought I was actually talking to her. Yep, Sarah says the Alexa timer. Great, you already did your homework, Sarah. Good job, good job. So how are you gonna record those 5 minutes? So how are you gonna know that 5 minutes has passed? And I found a 5-minute timer on YouTube that I'm gonna post with the chat. Or I'm gonna have Casey post with the chat notes, and it's soothing ocean waves and a pretty picture. You know, that's it. So all I need to know is, how are you going to stop? So how do you know that you're going to stop for 5 minutes? Barbara says her phone. Perfect. Homework done. Okay, so everybody do your homework, do your homework, do your homework. We are at the halfway point on tonight's chat. And so we're going to go ahead and take a break. Go ahead and grab some water. If you've not been with us before, this is the only time in the week that I know for sure that you have consumed water. So let's all go ahead and get some water. Here at the halfway point. So everybody get a drink, and then we're going to start on the second half, where we'll be talking about soft foods and people that are on a soft food diet. Okay, so go ahead and grab your drink. Everybody grab your water, grab your water, grab your water. And let's go ahead and get started on the second half. Looks like several of you all are going to use your phone's the timer on your phone. That is perfect. You all have already done your homework for the week. I will try really hard to remember to come back and give you your badge as soon as Casey makes it. If you've not been with us before, this is an hour-long chat, and if you are watching this on YouTube, and that's just youtube.com, search if you have an egg. If you've not been with us before, the first half is whatever the Weight Watchers topic is from the prior week. And then the second half is usually something fun. I think it's something fun. This week we're going to be making a little bit of food, so the hair is going up. Yeah, let's just check it, see how it looks. Okay, that's okay. Pretty good. So we're going to be making a little bit of food in the second half of tonight's chat. And again, today is September the 3rd, 2023. In case you have been like under a rock or something, you probably already know that I had an issue with my tooth last week. I have an abscessed tooth. I'm having surgery on it a week from Monday. A couple of others, like Trish, has having some dental issues. So a couple of us are in that same boat. I spent last week eating mostly soft foods just because my face hurts so bad. So it was like literally a matter of self-defense because my face hurt so bad that that's all I could eat was soft food. Then this week I've been eating mostly soft food so that I don't re-aggravate my tooth. The infection seems to be pretty cleared up, and they will not extract it for me until, I mean, it was so infected. Everybody came in to look at it, okay? But they will not take it out if I don't keep this infection under control. Oh no, Barbara's husband has to have a root canal. They asked me about that, and I was like, nope, just get rid of it. I'm not going through that. I'm not even going through that. But anyway, so I was eating soft food because I did not want to agitate it or re-aggravate it or do anything to keep me from being able to have it out in a week. And now I'm making my meal prep plans, for after I have this tooth pulled. And again, I may be overthinking this. I may be making too big of a deal out of it, but that hurts so bad. I do not want a repeat of this. And I want to make sure that I do whatever I can for that area to heal. So while I've been complaining about my tooth issues, I realized that we have several people in our group, several people I chat with on Instagram and over on YouTube who are either on a soft, like a mechanical soft diet for lots of different reasons. So a few of us are having dental work done or have already had it done and have to be on a soft food diet. I have a couple of people that are just prone to choking or aspiration. When they're eating more solid foods and they're getting medical attention for that. They're not asking me, for that advice, just asking me for, some examples of some of the foods that I'm going to be eating. My mother had that issue. She actually had to have, I don't remember what the procedure is, but she had to have her esophagus stretched a few times over the last 10 or 12 years of her life, just because it would, she would have trouble swallowing. Like if it was anything that had to be chewed, she was really at risk of aspirating on it. Got a couple of people that are having surgery, and after the surgery, not necessarily mouth surgery, but just having some type of surgery where they want them to have a mechanical soft diet, had somebody that had a wreck that needed to be able to eat softer foods, somebody with dysphagia after having a stroke, or that can happen after, other medical for other medical reasons, and those of us with our dental issues. Okay, so there were not lots of people, but several people that were like, yeah, I kind of need to know what to eat too. So perfect timing. So if you are one of those people, here you go. If you're not one of those people, might want to keep this in mind just in case you're ever in this situation. So I realized I do not want to take a break on my Weight Watchers journey just because of my tooth. Remember, I was sputtering a couple of weeks ago, and I'm doing, everything that I can to get some gas in my engine, to get me going, and to have some be vrooming down that road, and I'm not letting my tooth mess that up. Okay, so first thing I want to talk about is some super easy things that you can do to kind of get ready, for this. And then we're going to talk about two things that I'm making. Next week is all going to be about things that I'm making and prepping, because that will be the Sunday night before I have my tooth removed. So this week, just kind of getting my creative juices going, just kind of getting ready, and I'm making the things that I can eat that will be softer so that I don't have any issues prior to surgery. Next Sunday, though, we'll be finishing all of the prep. Again, I might be making a bigger deal out of this than it is. Maybe I'll only have to eat soft foods for a day or two. I don't know, but I'm going to be prepared however I can be. Okay, so a few simple things that I picked up. Melissa, again, I'm just going to keep saying Melissa's name because she hooked me up. And there's Melissa right there. Right on cue, Melissa. It's just like it's like I cued you to come in. And Barbara, yep, that's one of the things I'm going to mention. So Melissa hooked me up with this Fairlife. It's a 30-gram protein shake, and it is 3 points for this entire thing. So she hooked me up with that. That's something I definitely still have some of those, Melissa, and I will definitely be using those while I'm recovering. Barbara just mentioned Jell-O. I did, Barbara. It's like you knew. So I did get some Jell-O. I'm gonna try. This is a sugar-free plant-based gelatin that my mother used to eat, and I've been wanting to try. I have a friend who is doing all plant-based, no meat, and she's eating that way for her daughter herself, and her daughter and her granddaughter, and just for some health reasons. And so I'm trying this one. This is, and my mom used to use this one. It is Simply Delish sugar-free plant-based gel. So I'll be making Jell-O with this, and I'll be putting some, because pears are pretty soft. That's something that's pretty easy to gum, when you can't, when you can't chew a lot. So I'll be making Jell-O with some diced pears in them, just for something, fun. That probably won't be day one, but I'll be doing that for something fun. Scrambled eggs. I'm planning on pre-making scrambled eggs and putting them in the freezer just in case I don't feel like having any. But I do like, something with it. So I went ahead and got some more of the Holy Guacamole, little mini cups of guacamole to mix them with my scrambled eggs. And Orlando Debbie turned me on to the fact that you can freeze these. So these will be going in the freezer. They're in little individual containers in case you've not seen them. These little individual containers, they look like this. And so if you're not ready to use them, just pop them in the freezer. And then when you are ready to use them, just let them sit out. Do not try to heat them, okay? And Carol says, I had 4 teeth pulled and a root canal done in 1 day. What? Okay. Wow. And she lived off of yogurt and soup for a week. Yeah. So I've got yogurt. I've got yogurt in the refrigerator ready to go. Another thing I'm going to do, easy peasy, no cook, SpaghettiOs, just in case I feel like crud and don't want to make anything. I don't know about y'all, but I like SpaghettiOs. Half of a can is either 5 or 6 points, depending on which one you get. The whole can is like 10 points. Super easy to get down. Does not require any chewing. And look at this. I've never seen SpaghettiOs that have Frank's Red Hot in them. Actually kind of looking forward to that one. And I know, before anybody says, you can't have that the first day, you'll have an open wound. I know. But there's going to be lots of soft food eating days. So that one's another easy peasy thing. I keep these for Alyssa, and I have brought some of these to work. These are Annie's macaroni and cheese cups. You can get lots of different kinds of mac and cheese cups. I like these because they're made with organic pasta. And, and Carol Lou says, oh, okay, yeah. So I'm just going to take a breath and stop talking so fast. Carol Lou just reminded me of something. One issue that I was having, y'all are throwing out some great ideas, by the way. One issue that I was having when this was hurting so bad was I felt like Goldilocks, because ice cream was too cold, soup was too hot. What was I going to eat that was just right? So I ended up eating macaroni and cheese or mashed potatoes the whole time, and I'm okay with that because I can eat both of those lukewarm or just, neutral. So Carol Lou just reminded me, these are good because, yes, no chewing is required, but you can also eat them room temperature. You do not have to, they don't have to be hot, okay? And yes, Betty, I do have an Instant Pot, and we're going to be making one thing in the Instant Pot, or it's sort of already made here in just a few minutes. But these are easy to keep. So right now I'm just talking about things that are easy to keep on hand. Like there's not a lot of prep work, not a lot to do with them, So this is the Annie's brand of mac and cheese. It's 8 points for this cup. I can tell you these made with water heated in the microwave are actually really very good. Okay. So I've got some of the Annie's on hand, got some of the mac and cheese on hand in case I need it. Another already made, easy to go to. I mentioned macaroni and cheese. I mentioned mashed potatoes a second ago. These are so stinking easy. Again, these are made with real potatoes. So I've had people tell me those aren't potatoes. You should be, those are just not those are not potatoes. They are too real potatoes. But you just add hot water to them, and they are 5 or 6 points, for 1 cup, depending on what the flavor is. They actually do taste good. I almost always have non-fat plain Greek yogurt in the refrigerator here at work. So, oh, and Debbie says breathing through my mouth may be uncomfortable as well. So may or may not be talking too much in the beginning. But you can add things to these. It doesn't have to just be the mashed potatoes. You can add non-fat plain Greek yogurt to kind of cream it up a little bit. But yeah, but these are great. And so I've got these on hand for later, for when that time comes. Okay. Then if we step it up a notch prep-wise, I've got some pinto beans that I'll be making in the Instant Pot. So I've got those ready to go. I'll be making those in the Instant Pot so that I can just live on pinto beans for a little while if I need to. I did buy... Now, Melissa found some Just Quinoa. I could not find the Just Quinoa in this, but the Minute brown rice and quinoa is 6 points for this cup. Melissa found Just Quinoa, and I think Melissa, is it 3 points? Is it 3 points if you find just the quinoa? But this will be super simple. I thought I'd take this. I did get some peas and carrots that are small. Again, easy to, you don't have to chew. You can kind of gum them, you know, and get them down. And I got, because I do like tofu. Okay, yeah, sorry. Melissa says just the quinoa. So if you can find this kind, it's Minute brand. It's just like Minute rice. If you can find this that's just the quinoa, then they are 3 points. So I went to Kroger and they did not have any. I've been there 2 weeks in a row looking for them. They did not have any just quinoa. So I got this kind. I'm totally okay with, you know, if I'm not eating that much because I've just had dental surgery, I'm okay with spending 6 points on that. But also with that, I got some extra firm tofu. I'm going to make some tofu because it's so soft to go down. I got some silken tofu, and y'all have to wait until next week to see what I'm going to make with the silken tofu. And new to me, I got some chickpea tofu. So I will be trying this while I'm making all of my soft food things. But I will be making this because I do have some friends that cannot have as much soy, and obviously tofu is made out of soy. But this is a chickpea tofu. New to me, can't wait to try it, so I will let you all know how that turns out. But all of those will be for next week. I do have extra pudding, which we're going to talk about here in just a second. And in the freezer, I have, because none of this so far has had much, if any, vegetables in it at all, I did go ahead and get some riced cauliflower medley, which is, again, is riced cauliflower. It does have a tiny bit of carrots and peas in it. Really easy to kind of gum and get down. Maybe have some with the tofu. And I got a green. These are both Green Giant brand. This one is Green Giant Riced Veggie Blends. It's made with rainbow cauliflower. Look how pretty that is. I love rainbow cauliflower just because it's pretty. But this one is a creamy Alfredo, and this is only 1 point per serving. So I'm actually interested to try this even when I'm not, you know, having dental surgery. Okay, let me stick this in the freezer real quick. I'll be right back. Do not go anywhere. Okay, so in addition to that, because I was trying to think, okay, what else can I have? I don't just want to have mac and cheese every day. I don't want to just have, you know, applesauce every day. I don't want to just have things like that. I need something that's food, you know, that's actual food, that's going to give me some nutrition, that's going to, you know, make me comfortable, that's going to keep me happy. So 2 of the things that I'm prepping, y'all can decide, do you want A or B? Okay, Barbara, I thought about milkshakes, but you can't suck through a straw. And I'm probably not gonna do a milkshake and just turn it up, okay? So, and yes, beans are a protein. They are a good protein, Vicki. So do you want me to show you thing A or thing B? Which one do you all want first? So A is over here, B is over here, and you have to look at both of them before you can go for the night. But which one do you want first? Carol Lou says egg salad. That's a great idea. Vicki says B. Katie says A. Barbara says A. Mary says A. A's getting ready to win. Sandra says A. Okay, so A is pudding, and Kim says A. Okay, so A is pudding. I love pudding. I had every intention of making some overnight oats ahead, and you can freeze them. So I was going to make some overnight oats ahead and, put them in the freezer and have them ready until like 5 people told me, oh, no overnight oats until the pocket, whatever, has healed up, because all of them said they tried eating oatmeal after they had their dental surgery, and that an oat or two got stuck in that pocket and they could not figure out how to get it out. Okay, so no overnight oats for me in the beginning until it starts healing. But I had already bought all this sugar-free Jell-O because I love Jell-O and I love Jell-O in overnight oats. So, yeah, and Vicki said oats, grits, and rice can get in that pocket. She knows firsthand. Okay, so I will be super careful with that, and I will use the cauliflower rice, and let's see, I'll use the cauliflower rice and the rice cauliflower and the brown rice and quinoa. I'll wait until after it starts healing. Okay, so good to know. But anyway, so I wanted these, and I was like, well, what am I going to do with them? So I'm experimenting with different ways to make pudding that is not just, and Marlene wants to know about cream of wheat. I don't know. Would that be okay? Because I'm not opposed to cream of wheat. But I needed some different ways to make pudding. So tonight, first thing I'm going to show you is I tried 2 different ways to make pudding. One of them is courtesy of Melissa, who is hopefully still here, and she is in our Tuesday night meeting. And the second one is courtesy of my mom, who is no longer with us, but I was going to show you how she made pudding. So that's 2 of 4 ways that I'm trying to make pudding. 2 tonight, 2 next Sunday night. So the first one is oat milk. Yep, and Melissa is here. So when I show you Melissa's way, you all can cheer, stand up, throw confetti, whatever you want to do, because I'm pretty pumped about it. Okay, so the first way was my mom's way. So she became vegan later in life, in case you didn't know that, for health reasons. And she went through great extent to make sure that she ate vegan. I mean, like, strict. And she was like, this, and this are wrong with me. I've researched it. She went to the library, checked out books, blah, 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 blah. And she said, okay, everything points back to needing to be meatless. So, okay, I'm vegan. And checked off that list, and just the next day she was vegan. So, if you use Jell-O brand pudding, now, those of you who are out there in vegan land watching me, yes, I know, Jell-O brand gelatin, which this is not. Jell-O brand gelatin is not vegan because it has how it's made. It's not vegan. Jell-O brand pudding can be. Okay, it can be more plant-based. So my mom used to use oat milk or sometimes coconut milk. Almond milk makes it a little thin, but she used oat milk, and that was before oat milk was cool. And you just use 1 cup. So to make 2 servings, you use 1 cup of oat milk, and you use 3 tablespoons. 1 cup of oat milk, 3 tablespoons of whatever flavor Jell-O gelatin that you want. And then this has been sitting in the refrigerator for an hour and a half. Now, it's still pretty soupy, but I'm going to prove to you that it tastes good, okay? So it never does quite set up like regular Jell-O does. It's delicious, though. Oat milk is good for you. If you're trying to eat plant-based or vegan or whatever, oat milk is it is a great alternative. It's creamier, I love it. But just know it doesn't quite set up. Now, I'm going to leave these overnight. They will be much more set up tomorrow. But as far as a normal setup time, oat milk is always going to be a little thinner. Yeah, it's just going to be. Okay, way number 2. This is how Melissa taught me this, and I had to text her today and say, I already forgot. You're going to have to tell me again. So Melissa is the one who hooked me up with the Fairlife, and she keeps talking about making pudding. And I remembered it, and I was going to do it, and I wanted to do it for tonight, and then I got to this afternoon, and I was like, uh-oh, how much did she say? So this is this is not the big Fairlife that you see sometimes at the grocery store. That is the, and I just lost what it's called. Anyway, this is a Fairlife protein shake It is 11.5 ounces or 350 milliliters. This is 3 points for the whole thing. And I believe when I poured this out, it was a cup and a half, if I'm not mistaken. To this cup and a half, this is going to make 2 servings. You put in 2 scoops of Jell-O pudding. I have not tried this, okay? This is also sat in the refrigerator for an hour and a half. I want you to notice, though, the difference. So first of all, and I used an immersion blender to, you know, one of those, I used one of those to blend this together. So I want you to notice how much difference this is, how much more this one fluffed up. So Melissa, no pressure. I have not tried this, but this is one of the Fairlife protein shakes. I understand that you can also do it with, oh, what is that other protein shake? I understand you can do it with that too. And then 2 scoops of Jell-O with an immersion blender. A scoop. I'm sorry, I keep saying scoops. A tablespoon. I don't know why I keep saying scoop. It was a tablespoon. Thank you, Mary, for asking that. Premier Protein. Thank you, Melissa. Okay, so, don't know if y'all can see that. I know you can. Look, it's already looking good, Melissa. So again, no pressure. But look how much fluffier that is. Now just keep in mind, my mother would not have eaten this because this is milk. This is dairy. But this is looking, you know, pretty scrumptious. And it makes 2 servings. So 2 tablespoons of the Jell-O and 1 of the Premier Protein, 1 of the Fairlife, and it makes 2 servings. That's pudding. Wow, it's like a double chocolate pudding. Melissa, woohoo! Okay, everybody, send Melissa some woo, because that is actually really very good. So I like my mom's way. I like Nana's way, but Melissa's way, wow. Let's just take another quick bite of that one. Just to, it's really, really good. Thank you, Melissa. That is excellent. That is super good. Okay, yeah. So everybody cheer on Melissa because that was a fantastic, fantastic idea. Okay, then I have already prepared this. Did y'all hear my Instant Pot go doo-doo-doo-doo? Oh, what was that? Hold on. Oh, Karen. Thank you, Karen. That's very sweet of you. Okay, so I already made this next thing. I made it in my Instant Pot. I thought, you know, last week I lived on macaroni and cheese and mashed potatoes. And I did get some more instant mashed potatoes, you know, just in case I needed them. But I thought, you know, I really want something kind of different. So for the last few minutes tonight, I'm going to show you, I have prepared in the Instant Pot sweet potatoes. Now, I am not picking up a super hot basket out of the Instant Pot. Here, let me spin you all around here. Okay, so this is no longer super hot. Okay, it's been sitting over here cooling while we've been having the chat. So I do not want to hear anybody say, oh, Sarah says name again. Okay, so it is a Fairlife protein shake, or you can use Premier protein shake, and then just Jell-O, any flavor Jell-O pudding. But I wanted to make mashed sweet potatoes. So this is approximately 2 pounds of sweet potatoes. Oh, but what I started to say is I do not want to hear anybody say, Kelly, you just grabbed the sweet potatoes straight out of the Instant Pot and I burned my hand when I did it. This has been sitting here for a little bit, okay? So this is about 2 pounds of sweet potatoes, and I peeled them because you don't want any vegetable peel when you're trying to heal from this dental surgery or if you're just on a soft diet. So I peeled them and I cut them in approximately 1 inch either slices or pieces, put them in my handy dandy new steamer basket that I got for the Instant Pot. That's another reason that I'm begging for stars, and we're at 39% of our stars collection because I've got to pay for some of this stuff that I buy to show you all. Pretty please. But this handy dandy steamer basket, and I will put the link to this. I'll share the link to that after I get home, and then to that steamer basket, because it's actually a double so that you can steam 2 different things at the same time. And here, and I'll have Casey share it on the chat when she posts that on IfYouHaveAnEgg.com. But to this, So this is just sweet potatoes so far. To this, I'm gonna add just a little bit of Land O'Lakes, oops, wrong, turn it around. Land O'Lakes light butter with canola oil, because it has so many fewer calories. And so that was about maybe 2 teaspoons of that. And to that, I'm gonna add, and I'm not measuring it just because we're doing this live, you know. And to that, I'm gonna add some sugar-free maple syrup. Again, probably about 2 tablespoons of that. And then I don't like to salt a lot of things, but just a tiny bit of salt is really gonna amp up the sweetness in the sweet potatoes. So I'm gonna add just a tiny bit, that's just a sprinkle of pink Himalayan sea salt. So we've got that, and then I'm gonna use a potato masher. And this is the perfect reason to have an Instant Pot. So y'all know when I was doing all of the Instant Pot challenges, or I did, you know, a handful of Instant Pot challenges with the between the Instant Pot and the and my air fryer, and I kept saying, well, the air fryer won that one, well, the air fryer won that one, well, the air fryer won that one. This making mashed potatoes is perfect. Look, they're perfect. They're perfect, and it smells so stinking good. So just quickly, because now I've got us down to like 3 minutes, quickly I'm just gonna mush these up just a little bit more. Oh, these were in the Instant Pot. You have put a cup of water in the bottom, put the sweet potatoes in the strainer basket, in the steamer basket, and then you're going to cook these on high pressure for 8 minutes, and then do 8 minutes and then do a quick release. They're perfection, okay? Perfect use of an Instant Pot. And these now are going in, because I don't need these until a week after next. So these are gonna go in my super cubes, and the super cubes, you know, are just the freezer, it's the freezer cubes that I use. So I'm gonna put these in 1 cup freezer cubes and pop these in the freezer so that when I need them next week, or week after next, so when I need them, they will be ready to go. So y'all can see that, right? So these are gonna go into the 1 cup super cubes. You can do them in the 1/2 cup, the 2 cup, whatever you wanna do. That way, these will be ready to go. And let me tell you how they taste. And again, I'm the only person that's gonna be eating these, so I can eat straight out of this, okay? I'm not sharing this with anybody. Sometimes people are like, ew, don't eat out of this is not a shared bowl, okay? I'm the only person eating out of this. Makes me want to have to eat soft food all the time. Absolutely delicious. Oh, so good. So good. Those would actually be good if you were making them for some other family members. But mashed sweet potatoes, Casey will have this recipe on the blog sometime this week on IfYouHaveAnEgg.com. It is 2 till. I got to get wrapped up and go. The girls are headed our way to spend the night so that we can take them somewhere fun and fantastic, hopefully for the Labor Day weekend. Y'all have a great weekend. Be safe. Have fun. Don't forget to try some mashed sweet potatoes. Don't forget to try Melissa's pudding recipe. Sorry, Mom, but Melissa's wins tonight. Don't forget to try those. If you're having any issues and you need some extra ideas, reach out to our group, because we have lots of people that are in the same boat you're in, and they love to help. But y'all have a fantastic week. I cannot wait to see you next week. Still feeling well and before my dental surgery. If you're watching this on YouTube, please let that next video go ahead and roll over. Again, that's just youtube.com, search If You Have an Egg. Let that next video roll over. Please hit that subscribe button, and y'all have a fantastic week, and I will see you next time. Good night.